everybody. Thank you, Pablo. My name is Tracey Salem, and I'm a Senior Learning Manager in Worldwide Learning on the Next Gen Higher Education team. Specifically, I manage the Student Ambassadors Program. I'm honored to join the call today to talk about the program and provide you with the general overview. And then we're going to have a short talk with one of our former program members. So, what is the Student Ambassadors Program? We're a global community of students who are passionate about accelerating innovation by skilling and building with Microsoft Cloud and AI technology. Students who register for the program have a chance to explore cutting edge technology, participate in AI competitions, lead their local communities, and grow their online presence. They connect with other tech enthusiasts and AI innovators and inspiring entrepreneurs around the world to share ideas, solve challenges, and exemplify Microsoft's mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. They have the opportunity for real life achievements, which they can include on their resume and LinkedIn profiles. And when they graduate from the program, they'll be able to demonstrate specific and measurable accomplishments centered around the skills and impact they achieve because of their program experience. Skills and impact like growing their circle of influence, growing their leadership skills, and growing their technical skills. And they have the opportunity to expand their professional network by forming new relationships with other students, Microsoft employees, and MVPs. So, how do students register for the program? Students register for the program by visiting studentambassadors.com and clicking Get Started Now. Registration is quick and easy and should take less than 5 minutes to complete. After you register, you'll be invited to complete pre identified activities that align with your interests and skills. And once you complete those activities, you'll be invited to onboard to the program. These activities might include things like creating and sharing Microsoft content to attract audience and grow engagement, hosting community skilling events, highlighting Microsoft's technologies, products, and services, and promoting AI driven solutions and startups, building with Microsoft AI and cloud technology. Registered members, like I say, who meet those activity requirements will be invited to join the program. And once they accept their invitation, they'll onboard and earn the official title, certificate, and benefits of Student Ambassadors membership, including an at studentambassadors.com email and access to Microsoft Teams. So, what does Student Ambassadors get as part of the program? Um, as mentioned, when they onboard and accept their invitation, they earn the official title, certificate, and benefits. This includes a Microsoft 365 account, a Visual Studio Enterprise subscription with $150 monthly Azure credits, plus incentives and pricing for sharing content, hosting events, Credly badges for various program initiatives. They get participate in pilot programs, special events, participate in product group interactions, opportunities to speak at Microsoft events, opportunities to write Microsoft blogs, and they get consideration for the Microsoft Most Valued Professional program. Also, and most important, they get swag. Can't forget about that swag. Benefits are gated. Student ambassadors need to complete activities as program members, similar to the activities they completed as registered members. And when they do, they'll advance their milestone and unlock their benefits. Registered members who complete those registration activities, as I said, they're invited to onboard to the program. New ambassadors who host an event skilling attendees on Microsoft technology advance to the beta milestone and unlock beta benefits. And beta ambassadors who have gone above and beyond program expectations will be invited to the gold milestone and unlock those gold benefits. We know students are busy and we understand they have many responsibilities. That's why we empower them to complete registered activities according to their own schedules. They set the pace for becoming a student ambassador. Onboarded student ambassadors, however, are given more specific guidance about when they need to complete their activities, but the timelines are crafted with student schedules in mind, and students have a flexibility to manage their own calendar. In general, student ambassadors have a shared sense of belonging centered around the belief that AI and technology is their everyday companion, and also centered around the belief that everybody should have access to the benefits and opportunities created by technology. With that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Rachel Irabord, a former student ambassador and current Microsoft Most Valued Professional. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would you please introduce yourself and give a brief bio to the students who are joining us?
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm happy to be here. My name is Rachel Rabo. I'm a former Microsoft Learn student ambassador. I recently graduated, and right now I'm a Microsoft MVP, a Power Platform, and a Dynamics 365 CRM developer. Yes.
Thank you, Rachel. Can you tell us about your time in the Student Ambassadors Program?
Okay, my time was amazing. It was such an amazing experience because when I joined the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program, I had no idea that it existed. I was schooling in University of Benin, and a boot camp was held in my state. Okay, and when they had the boot camp, it was being hosted by Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors, and I got to know about the program. And I was like, okay, I really need to join this program because they shared so many stories about their experience, about the opportunities they were getting from the program. And I was like, okay, I need to apply. And I did. And I made sure that I was active in the community and I got a lot of benefits and also grew my technical and soft skills.
Rachel, can you tell us about the opportunities that you had as part of the program?
Okay, so that's a very good question, Tracy. So the opportunities I had during the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program, I got to moderate in, I think that was Microsoft Ignite or Microsoft Build. It was such an amazing experience where like individuals were asking questions in the chat. And I got to answer questions about what the particular technology was about and different features. I also got to host events. Okay. I got to host events, talk to other students about what I was learning. Because a lot of people think about this that, hey, I don't know much. Maybe, especially as I'm a student, I don't really have anything to say to professionals or to say to other people. So, with joining the Student Ambassadors program, I was able to get access to resources and also able to to be able to ask questions to other people in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors Network, like students, Microsoft MVPs, and other professionals. Okay. I also got the opportunity to connect to people. Like, it's such an amazing experience where you are a student and you get to see other students like you also pursuing a goal. Like for me, when I got into the tech, like when I started my tech journey, I really had no idea that tech was something that I could come into and build a career in. So the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program really helps me set a path in my career.
And how did it help you professionally? Did it jumpstart your career?
Yes, it definitely did, to be sincere. The opportunity I got, like immediately I wrote my final year exams, I got the opportunity to relocate from Nigeria. And how did I get that opportunity? It was through like everything I did on the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program. Okay. And one of them was during the in Nigeria, we have what we call like a strike, an ASU strike, where nothing is happening, like no teaching or anything is happening. During that period, I got to mentor other students who were also on strike as a student ambassadors. I got to mentor them. I got to teach them about Power Platform technology, like Microsoft technology. Okay. And during the interview, when I said like, hey, I this is like I don't have a work experience, but these are the things that I have done as a student ambassador. They were like, okay, wow, that's amazing. That's such a nice experience. So it's really, really cool. And also from being a Microsoft Learn student ambassador, during the program, I also became a Microsoft MVP. So it's really, really cool.
Great. And so what would you say to students that are interested in the program but not sure if they should join or not?
Okay, as a student, you might have like a few doubts about the student ambassadors program. Your doubts might be that, okay, I'm a student, I have a lot going on, I'm preparing for my studies, I'm writing exams. How can I manage these two at the same time? Okay, it's quite easy. It's not something that you have to think so much about because you can put as much time as you want to into the program. We have 8 hours in a day, or maybe like we have 40 hours in a week for maybe a work hour. Okay. So You don't have to put so much time. You can say, okay, in a week, I want to put 3 hours into the program, or I want to put 2 hours into the program. It just depends on you. I'm just trying to drive the point that you can do both at the same time. It's quite easy. Okay. And as a student, and you're thinking, okay, another reason that I have about, like, doubts I have about the program, what can I benefit from the program as a student? You can benefit with connecting with other students that are also pursuing the same career path as you. Or you might have questions that, okay, I want to be a data scientist, I want to be a data analyst, I want to be a software engineer, or I just want to come into the tech industry, but I don't know what to do. With coming to the Student Ambassadors program, that makes it a lot much easier for you because you get to hold conversations with people. You can also request for mentorship. You can connect with Microsoft MVPs. Okay, so it's amazing. So that's another reason that you might have as a student ambassador, as a student, that, okay, I don't know if I should join the program. Another questions that you might have about the program, still related to benefits. What can I get? There's so many things you can get. I think Tracy mentioned swags.
Yeah, mention swag, that's for sure.
Yes. So there are so many things that you can get from the program. Okay. So you can get also free resources, like you can get Azure credits, which is really nice. If you want to explore Azure services, you can get Azure credits. You can also get access to platforms that you can use to learn for free. Okay, so like there are so many things that you can get from the benefits of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program. And I even I did an interview, like an interview write up on the Microsoft Docs, where I got to interview other students who were student ambassadors, so that you can know what they are gaining from the program and why they are in the program. So it's quite amazing.
Sounds like you had a really good time in the program and benefited greatly.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for joining us, taking the time to join us today and talk about your experience in the program.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna pass over to my teammate, Shiva Ford, who is the director of the Imagine Cup competition.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shiva Ford, and I am happy to share with you that Imagine Cup 2026 has just launched. This is Microsoft's longest running competition for student founders who are here to help solve problems that are important to them and important to the world using Microsoft AI services, of course. And here today, I've got one of our successful Imagine Cup alumni who was going to help me convince you that this is quite possibly the most game changing opportunity that you could enter into. So, Matt, hi, thank you for joining me and for taking the time to tell all the students who are listening to us today about your experience at Imagine Cup.
Yes, thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
So, Matt, I mean, tell us about yourself, like your story as the student founder, or as a startup founder for that matter. How did you find out about Imagine Cup and how did you get involved?
Yeah, for sure. So I started out in college. I really wanted to make products for people, and I always felt like there was so much that technology could do to solve the problems or things that people face in their lives every day. And so I started trying to make products. Across that sort of exploration is how I found the Magic Cup. I found it through the Microsoft Startup program, where you're able to get free Microsoft Cloud credits for your project or startup. I saw that there were applications open for the Microsoft Imagine Cup, which would allow me to take my idea to the next level. And so I applied.
Fabulous. And well, you applied, and I know you made it to the world stage, didn't you?
Yes, we did. So I applied in very early in this cycle, just right before the end of qualifying rounds, and my team was able to make it all the way to the World Championship final, where we did not win, but we were a runner-up, which was a great experience.
So, Matt, I know everybody wants to win, but I'm convinced that just making it to the semifinals and even the world championship is already a win for you. So, run us through, say, do you have any top three game changing experiences that Imagine Cup has offered you as a startup founder?
Yeah, I will say I think Imagine Cup has an amazing amount of different opportunities that you're able to get through it. Even if you only do the very first round or even go just to the semifinals, you're able to connect with so many other bright students who are also working on trying to start a company, and you're able to get access to a lot of really good Microsoft resources, whether that's the actual themselves or access to Microsoft experts to be able to help refine your idea. Being able to have access to those Microsoft people is critical because they are really good at what they do and they are super helpful in shaping the vision of what you want to see in the world because they're aligned in that they also want to see the best that technology can bring to people.
That's very kind of you, Matt, and appreciate that you're helping us tell the good story of being involved in Imagine Cup. But I know something super cool happened to you recently. You've just sold your startup. Tell us about that. What did you build and how did you go about selling your startup?
Yeah, so the actual startup that I sold, it really started out of Imagine Cup, which was really amazing. When my team got fortunate enough to be able to make it all the way to the finals, everybody in the finals wins, and you're able to get some prize money, and that was enough for me to have the confidence to try and start something new, and so I did. And we used a lot of my part of the prize money to be able to actually fund that project. And it was a sport fishing app, essentially an app where you would take a picture of a fish. It would tell you what species it was, how long the fish was. You could put it in a digital logbook while also competing with people globally to catch the biggest fish every day or every week or all times. And it just became a sensationally hit product. We got over 170,000 downloads across the whole summer, and we ended up selling around just about late September. So it was a very exciting journey, and it really wouldn't have happened without Imagine Grab, honestly.
I'm so happy to hear that just like with any other startup founder, you don't always get it the first time, do you? Like you may have built a really cool product that's important to you, but then eventually through networking and partnering with other people, it unlocks new opportunities for you that then takes you to that one thing that that opens the floodgates, so to speak, to help you become a successful founder. So, I mean, what do you have any tips for student founders like yourself? Or I mean, you're not a student anymore, but a startup founder, really. And how can you build really great products that people want?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest pieces of advice that I wish I could go back and tell myself is that if you have a vision for what you want to see in the world, you should make the steps to sort of realize that, and you should think that it's not going to be as difficult as it actually ends up being, because then you're more enticed to actually do it, and then to not back down from the challenge when you do realize how difficult it is to make something great, because it's all worth it at the end.
Excellent. Well, I think the next step for anybody who's watching us right now should be, what do you think, Matt? Like, should I say it? You should say it. What should they be doing right now?
Yeah, I think the one of the things that I would also say to any student founder that's trying to make their startup into reality, or just be able to get connected with people in the space, I would highly recommend they apply to the Microsoft Imagine Cup. You will get more resources than you could have ever imagined, more mentorship than you could have ever imagined, and you will never regret the experience. It's great.
Well, let me double down on that by saying Imagine Cup is here. We had just launched it. If you're ready or when you're ready, all we ask is you get onto imaginecup.com, register, and make sure you start grabbing those Azure credits by going to Microsoft for Startups and start building. That's what's important, isn't it? Like you don't dilly dally, just start building. The deadline for submission for
Exactly,
this year.
100%.
Exactly. So the deadline for this year is on the 5th of January. And we will be notifying the top teams who will make it to the semifinals sometime in February. And if you make it, if your team makes it to the semifinals, you will be participating in a 5-week builder series, where we will be offering exactly what Matt's described, like mentorship, giving you access to some of the best AI tools on the planet to help you just take it to the next level. And the top 3 teams who are already making progress in their startups are going to make it to the world championship, and hopefully as have a very similar experience as Nat. So pretty simple. Stop everything you're doing right now, go to imaginecup.com, register, and get your Azure credits so you can start building that next big thing. Thank you, Matt. Well, do you have any parting words for people who are watching us today?
Well, thank you so much for having me. I do have some parting words. I just really want to emphasize you guys should go register on imaginecup.com and make sure to activate your Azure credits so you can start deploying Microsoft AI services to level up your minimum viable product.
Fabulous. Thanks, everyone. We hope to see your entries.